Hello, welcome back to my channel, Martin Day Trades. I am Martin Gonzalez, and today I have a special video for you guys where I'm going to be explaining my path, the way I'm going to scale my accounts so that I can quit my 9 to 5 job. I have a surprise at the end. I'll show you, you guys will be able to hear that when that time comes, and I'll let you guys know here, hey, here's the surprise. But without further ado, I want to just get into the nitty gritty, explain how I'm going to do this. And if this makes sense to you guys, then you guys know for a fact that you guys can do this too. So let's go and check out a different angle. All right, guys, so I have an interesting video for you guys because I'm going to detail how I'm going to be scaling my payouts from TopStepX so that I can replace my 9 to 5 income, thus being able to quit my job. I work with my family business at my family business, and I don't mind doing what I do, but I would rather not be doing it if I didn't have to do it, right? And that's what probably a lot of people, 99% of the workers out there, would you rather be doing something different than what you're doing daily, right? And I'm no different than anybody else. I would rather be golfing in the mornings. I would rather be going to museums. I would rather be going out eating at new restaurants, something, right? Learning a new skill like playing the guitar or harmonica. I've been wanting to play the harmonica for a long time. But let me go ahead, and I have my notes here. So if you guys see my eyes drifting to the side, just know I'm looking at my notes. But step one, now that I'm a funded day trader, I am going to be risking the lowest amount possible to qualify for a payout. To qualify for a payout, you need $200 on a winning trade. Now, if you set your take profit to $200, you won't qualify because it does cost 74 cents in commission to put the trade on and 74 cents in commission to take the trade off. So you need to set your take profit for $202 minimum to qualify for a payout. How do I know this? I caught a winning trade on Monday and it didn't qualify for a winning trade payout, although I still walked away with like $198.52, which I'm still happy about. That adds up towards my potential payout, my withdrawal that I'm going to get in the future. Now, when you have a 50K account, you want to be able to, let's say you have a $2,000 max trailing drawdown amount that you can lose before you lose the account, right? So let's say I'm risking $500 and for some odd reason, I take 4 losses back to back to back to back, right? 4. I lose the account. Now, what if I'm trading $100, risking $100? I could lose 20 times. I could lose 20 times before I lose the account. Now, do I see that happening? No, I don't see myself losing 20 straight trades in a row to lose my account. So when you risk that minimum amount, $100, to make a $200 profit on your trade, this is ensuring that you are preserving your capital and your account so you can survive the long-term game. Remember, this game is a marathon. The ones who are the best losers, know how to preserve capital and manage the trade, will survive and thrive going into the future. It's not about the money, guys. It's not about the money, and you guys will realize that in this video. It's about doing what needs to be done, taking the trade, the win, and letting it stack up so that you can qualify for a payout. So step number 2, I'm going to scale profits. So when I take 4 more combined accounts and pass them, I will be risking $100 per account. So instead of total $100 risking for $200, because I'll be risking $100 in 5 separate accounts, spreading my risk across, remember I could take 20 losing trades and then I lose. But if I'm risking $100 in 5 accounts, that's actually risking $500 to make 1,000 in any given day, right? Now that sounds pretty darn good to me. So after winning five winning trades of $200 minimum, I should be anywhere between, with maybe some losses in between that, break even days, no trade days. I should be anywhere between 3,000 and 5,000 to qualify, when I am able to qualify for a payout. So let's say day one I win, day two I lose, day three I win, Thursday break even, Friday I win. So that's 3 wins that week one. So going into week two, let's say I take a win and then a win. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 minus the 2 losses, 1, 2, that's $800. But if you multiply that by 5 accounts, you can see where that now that's not really 800. It's 8 times 5, that's 4,000. But I was thinking even like 3,000 to $5,000 when it's time for a payout, spread across 5 accounts. So let's say I get 5 wins in a 2-week time frame, and then I get another 5 wins in another 2-week time frame, that I'm able to qualify for 2 payouts in the month. So anywhere between, let's just say minimum 2,000 to 5,000 in a payout for the first one, and then another 2,000 to 5,000 in the second one. So if you want to do the math, that's anywhere between $4,000 and $10,000 by just risking $100. Now you have 5 accounts, but you're risking $100 to make $200, 1 to 2s. If you want to take a 1 to 3 trade, go for it. 1 to 4 trade, go for it. It's a little easier if you're risking 50 points. You can get to those TP5, TP6. But if you're risking 100 points, probably best just to get out at TP2. That's 200 points, maybe 250, 300 points max in any given day. So step number 3. So now you see the math is starting to increase just because of the multiple accounts on the trade copier with Top Step X. So when in Top Step X, when you're trading, 1 second, you're able to trade 2 contracts on the micro, or 2 contracts in general. So when I'm trading the micros, each contract is $25. So $25.50, but then that's for 50 points. I'm risking 100, so you just double that. So $100 for $200. Okay. Now, when I get to about, I think it's $1,500 in profit on the accounts, I'm able to trade 3 contracts, which means I'll be able to risk $150 for $300. Now that sounds good to me. Now, with that being said, if I'm risking 150 to make 300, but I have 5 accounts, that's 3, 6, that's $750 to make $1,500 on any given trade. Same setups, same risk to reward, 1 to 2, same looking for those same trades, except you're just upping your contract size. You're adding 1 contract. So this is the scaling part, spread across 5 separate accounts, right? Linked together in Top Step X trade copier. Now, what I want to do is, if you're doing that and you're catching 1 to 2s, and with 5 winning trades, taking those 1 to 2s, you'll be able to make anywhere, just because you increased your size from having stacked your wins, you'll be able to make anywhere on a payout. Remember, 5 winning trades of at least $200 or more, but we're trading 1 to 2s, so 150 for 300. You'll be able to make anywhere on a payout from 3,000 to 7,500. Now the numbers are starting to kind of add up, right? So let's say you get 2 payouts at the month. You're able to then withdraw $6,000 to $15,000, still risking $150 on a 50K account. That's minimal risk. That's not even 1%. 1% on 50K is $500. I'm risking 150. So with risking 150, you could take nearly 15, 16 losses before you lose your account. That's not going to happen, especially because I'm going to be trading professionally. I trade professionally. I want to be the best loser, meaning when I take a loss, I don't try to FOMO or revenge trade or go full tilt and crash out my account. No, I realized, hey, I'll just be back tomorrow. I I obviously was on the wrong side of the trade, or just didn't see what everybody else was seeing. So, or at least the winning traders. So I'll just be back tomorrow when there's another day, right? So that's how I'm gonna be consistently profitable going in the future. This last week in my funded account, I'm up $300. Now, if I had 5 separate accounts, I would be up $1,500. $1,500. Had to use my fingers, but $1,500. That's really good for a week. That's more than I make. That's about as little bit more than I make on a week at my full-time day job. So to be able to double that plus a little more, that's really good pay. That's a good livelihood. Like, okay, now I'm starting to see, okay, I don't need to make 10, 20, 30, 40, $50,000 at trade. All I got to do is just take my little one to twos, risk 100 for 200 and let them stack up. So by doing this, I'll be able to make anywhere between $6,000 and $15,000 a month. So with the ability to only take half of that profit. Now, you can with Top Step X, you can only take half of the profit that you make until you get 30 winning trades. So with $6,000 to $15,000, I will only be able to withdraw $3,000 to $7,500 on a payout. Now, that's actually pretty good. I could probably yeah, that's probably that's definitely replacing my full-time income, but that's not always going to be the case week in and week out. So step number 4, and this is that, step number 3 is close to being able to say, hey, I'm gonna quit my full-time job. That's going to be a tough conversation with my family, but let's talk about step number 4. Scale my account enough to trade 4 contracts, which would give me the ability to risk $100 or $200 for $400. So I would be risking $200. Wait up, 25, 50, 75, 100. Yeah, I would be risking $200 on a 100-point risk stop loss, where my stop loss would be, to make $400. Now, that doesn't seem like a lot, but it is a lot. That's more than what most people make on a daily basis, $400, right? So what I want to do is then say, well, I have 5 accounts. What is that, on a winning day? That's, I'm risking 1,000 to make, well, 2, 4, 6, 8. Yeah, risking 1,000 to make $2,000 on any given day. So that's where this long-term consistency is going to come in handy, because I can't trade 3 or 4 contracts in the beginning until I get to $1,500 and I believe $2,500 in total profit over time. Once I get to those levels, I'll be able to scale my contracts, and I'm only going to dial in on my setups, knowing when to get in on those liquidity zones, or the previous day high low, Asian session high or low, or the London high or low, with a confluence of something else, right? Fair value gap is probably the best bet. So with that being said, I'm going to be risking 1,000 to make 2,000. Once I get 5 winning trades, I'll be able to withdraw, and this is on the very low side, anywhere between $3,000 to $10,000 on a payout. That's essentially almost every 2 weeks. So that's actually pretty good. So 3,000 to 10,000. Remember, I can't take out the full amount. I can only take half until I get to 30 winning days. So essentially that's $1,500 to $5,000 every 2 weeks that I will be able to withdraw. And let's say that I do that twice, 2 payouts a month. I'll be able to make on my P&L profit $6,000 to $20,000, which means at the end of the month, I will have $3,000 to $10,000 in withdrawals, because it's half of the profit, right? Can't take out the full amount until I get to 30 winning days, which could take anywhere between 2 and 3 months. So let's say I do this for 2 months. and or until I qualify for the full payouts, and I'm just trading the same size. Just keep trading, trading, trading. And let's say, I get 30 winning days 3 months down the road, and I have a month where I do $20,000. I will be able to withdraw $20,000 just from trading one to twos. That's it, one to twos. Um, and stacking my wins, and scaling from the 3 contract to 4 contracts. Now, if I'm still trading doing 2 contracts or 3 contracts, it's not going to be that much, and it's not going to be that full amount. That's if I have great trades. So step number 5, um, at this point, when I'm able to make those full payouts at 30 after 30 wins, or I'm at a point where I've scaled to risk 200 to make 400, and I'm making anywhere between 6 and or 3 and $10,000 a month in payouts. This is before the 30 winning trades. I will be able to, and I've been consistently making withdrawals. I will be able to talk to my family, and at this point, there's one of 2 routes. First route is I go part-time, minimal hours. The second route is I not gonna be doing what I've been doing at the shop. Now this is the special surprise I'm telling you guys, is that I'm not gonna actually like quit my family's job. My family has an estate, and we have a lot of properties, businesses, things that we have to take care of, and I don't want to actually sit and deburr. I would like to be doing things that we procrastinate on or take longer to do, to mark that task off, because we are working, and it would be nice if I had the ability to just get up and go and not have to worry about money. So with that being said, when it's time for me to actually quit, I'm just going to hire, train, and teach someone else to do my job. Now, it does take about 3 years to learn this skill set. So I personally won't be training this whole time. I will get someone in, do all the hiring process, interviews and all that stuff. But what I want to do is get back and talk about step number 5 now. I don't really want to risk more than $200 per trade on a 50K account. I'm going to keep it maxed at $200 because I want to preserve capital. If I'm risking $200 and my max trailing drawdown is 2,000, how many trades can I take before I lose the account? That's 10 trades. That's good, but I don't want to go any less than that, because I know I can lose, 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 and then have a winning trade, which would make back 2 of those losses. Lose, lose, win. I just don't want to risk my uh, funded accounts. So if I take 3 losses, loss, back to back to back, I'm gonna lower my risk, trade $100 instead of $200 to preserve that capital and give me the ability to make back those losses. And at that point, that's a part of the game. It's a part of the game. You gotta understand that your account is everything. And if you start to go into some drawdown, it's best just to lower the risk and to make it back, and then kind of go into that and then go back to your 150 or $200 of risk to build back that account and confidence and understanding that, hey, there's going to be longer than normal losses, but keep them small and let the wins stack. So now I want to go into step number 6. At this point, the sky is the limit. I can use a third-party trade copier. I could have one computer up with a third-party trade copier, have the computer up here with my TopStepX funded accounts. And let's say I have 20 accounts, total. 15 on the trade third party trade copier, and 5 on the Top Step X. They're all 50K accounts. Let's just keep it simple math. And I'm risking $200 for $400. I could make anywhere by just rinsing and repeating this process and stacking my funded accounts and then using a trade copier to spread the risk, but then take the same trades on all the accounts at once. I could literally be making $50,000 to $150,000 a month. Now, remember, there's certain prop firms have rules like Top Step X where you need to make 30 winning trades before you could take the full amount out. So let's just say that's the case. And, at the end of the month, I have 50 to 150K in profit and I want to take half out. That's $25,000 to $75,000 in 20 accounts. Let's say I wanted 30, 40 accounts. I have 30, 25 accounts in the trade copier and then my 5 accounts with Top Step X. I could make more money that way, just spreading my risk out and minimizing the amount I'm willing to risk per account. That's going to be capital preservation spread across every single account. So I take back what I say. I take back what I say about the sky is the limit. There is no limit when trading. There is no limit. As long as you keep stacking your wins, stacking your accounts, compounding your wins, taking your payouts, and increasing size over time, you will keep making more and more and more and more. The goal is not to be greedy, and the goal is not to overtrade. Be the best loser. Remember, if you can do this with a 50K combine account, then you can be able to do this with X amount of capital because all you're doing is trading the same way, the same charts, except you're going to have multiple funded accounts linked together with the trade copier. That is the secret. So I want to then now just conclude this video with you guys and just say, hey, thank you for watching to the end. If you got to this part, write in the comments, hey, Martin, I believe in you. And you know what? I believe in you if you're trying to become a funded day trader or scale your profits and your payouts. Please subscribe, like, and comment. Help the algo out, guys. Please, my goal is to get to 500 subscribers. I'm going to try my best to become better at video editing, becoming better quality videos for you guys, speaking better, more better body language, and keep watching how I consistently trade professionally, and know that the way I am trading, you guys need to do just that or even better. Be better than me. I want you guys to be better at trading because that's the only way you can actually stay long-term consistently profitable. Be the best loser. Now, until next time, and God bless you all, over and out.